Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and let's take a look at another movie. 2009's The Lovely Bones is a movie that I was pretty interested in when I first heard about it, which I think was in early 2010. And being a Peter Jackson movie, having watched several of his movies and being a fan of his, I really didn't want to check it out. But for some reason, it kind of slipped out through the back of my mind. I don't think this movie also made a splash at the box office, and I don't think it kind of ignited the imagination of people and really want to, and make people really want to go and watch it. And so I think it was almost a flop. For maybe it's a little harsh to say flop, but yeah, I don't think it really made a splash. So, like I said, it's directed by Peter Jackson, and it's based on a novel that came out, I believe, in 2002 by the same name. The movie stars Mark Wahlberg, Rachel Weisz. I'm going to butcher her name. I know it's an Irish name, but Cerise, I don't know. Saoirse Ronan. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name. Susan Sarandon, who plays the grandmother and is pretty hilarious. Stanley Tucci, Michael Imperioli. You also have Rose McIver playing the younger sister. The middle daughter, the younger daughter, and Reese Ritchie as well, who plays Ray Singh. Disappointment when I first heard the name Ray Singh and I saw the woman with the gorgeous looking woman in a sari, and that her son is the love interest for the main character. Disappointed that it's not an Indian actor or somebody who is. They're supposed to be Indians who moved from England to the US. It's not an Indian actor or a British actor of Indian origin. Neither is an American or a Canadian actor of of Indian origin. Just some guy who's part English and part South African, apparently. Anyway, so we always get the short end of the stick. So this movie is set in 1973, where a 14-year-old girl who dreams of becoming a photographer. That's her main hobby and passion in life. She takes a lot of photos. Her name is Susie Salmon, just like the fish, and so she is led to a trap by a serial killer played by Stanley Tucci, who plays George Francis Harvey, and he leads her to a underground like a playhouse thing under a field which he built, telling her that it's actually meant for kids her age to, they can use it as a fun house or a club house or something like that, and it's got all the goodies that the kids of that era would definitely enjoy. However, he rapes her and kills her, and apparently he's done this to several women, and she's just the latest one. So her spirit is kind of stuck between the they call it the in-between. It's not in heaven, not on earth, so she can actually see people and she can go to different places, but she can't actually interact with anybody. Her parents are devastated. There is initially they think that she's just lost. They don't really know what happened. They just think that she's lost, and they call the cops. They do an investigation. They even come to Harvey's house, but no go. So while this is happening, the father is obsessed with, played by Mark Wahlberg. He's obsessed with trying to find her. One of his hobbies was, just like she had photography, one of his hobbies is building these ships and bottles, and he used to tell her, make her sit with him when doing it, and in one part of the movie he told her that one day this will all be yours, and he goes and destroys those bottles as well. So there's a younger son as well as a middle daughter played by Rose McIver. She is one of the first people to actually suspect Harvey is the kid abductor, possible murderer of her elder sister. There's scenes in this in between which is like beautiful to watch, but I really don't know much about this kind of situation. But she meets one of the other victims, the previous victim, who is called. She has a nickname called Holly, but she's actually Denise Leanne, and they interact and they become kind of friends in this afterlife. There's also the, like I said, the romantic factor of like Susie or Susan never having been kissed. She liked this boy named Reese Ritchie. Sorry, not Reese Ritchie. Ray Singh, and apparently she really had designs on kissing him. She's finally able to get her first kiss with him by her spirit entering the body of one of another student in their class, and they kiss because of that. And in the end, the middle daughter, she suspects Harvey, and she sneaks into his house and finds ample proof. However, she's almost caught by him. She manages to escape, so he dumps everything. Previously, the dad had also had a lot of suspicion, and when he tried to confront Harvey, he ended up being injured himself and was in the hospital. The mom, played by Rachel Weisz, left initially to go to left to go to California, and Kate comes back much later in the movie. Susan Sarandon's character, who's the grandmother, she has some hilarious scenes where they try to clean up the house and bonding with the two younger kids. So a lot of that family aspect in it. So the movie ends with Harvey's character never getting caught, but he leaves the area with as much of his things as possible. He gets his due karma, as they call it, because when he's trying to try to abduct another girl, trying to get her to saying that I think this is outside a diner or something, saying that he can give her a drop to wherever she wants. She rebukes him and goes off. And while he's just standing there, looking at her, and an icicle that was forming on the tree top just above him falls, hits him on the shoulder. In pain, he drops back, and he tumbles and falls over a cliff and dies in the snow. So that was good to see. But Stanley Tucci, I believe, got a lot of awards for his movie. A lot of critical acclaim for his movie. He was actually nominated for the Best Supporting Actor at the next year's Academy Awards, which is good. He is a tremendously talented actor, of course. I'm glad to see that somebody like Stanley Tucci was nominated for the role. So a lot of the movie is about the girl, going through this in-between place. There's a lot of visual effects, something that you kind of expect with a movie that's associated with Peter Jackson, but to be honest, it lacked any kind of cohesion, and you don't actually feel that it's connected to the actual storyline. It could be anything, this kind of place, and but it was beautiful to see. To be honest, after some time, I kind of got a little bored, and I think the movie should have been. The movie is around. I don't know how long. Probably it's around 2 hours, maybe a little over 2 hours long. They could have actually cut it short by maybe 20 minutes or so. Perhaps the movie would have been much better, because there isn't much that happens progressing the movie. I think they should have cut it short a little bit and done something. I don't know how good the book is, but I hear that it's pretty popular. Anyway, this movie is kind of disappointing because I had a different thing altogether. It is emotional in some places, but I actually thought it might be a little bit more. What can you say? Anyhow, I think I'll give this movie a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7, because I think I'll give it a 7 because the special effects are absolutely beautiful. Good performances by almost everybody: Mark Wahlberg, Rachel Weisz, Susan Sarandon, Stanley Tucci, of course, and Cerise Ronan, however you pronounce her name. The rest of the stuff is, it's a little bit cheesy and things like that, but I don't really have much of a complaint with the acting wise. I think it's more to do with the way the movie is shot and the stuff that's about the in between. The young girl, young girl back then, I think she's almost 30 now. What's her name? Rose McIver. She also, I think, did a pretty good job. And the other thing was, she was kind of being set up as Harvey's next target as well. So it's a good thing that she escaped. So 7 out of 10 for me. I'm not really sure I might even watch this movie much, many times down the line. So a 7 is the maximum I can give it. That's it from me tonight. So have a good night, and I'll see you again pretty soon. So good night, guys.